There we go. Good evening. The City of Peabody Zoning Board of Appeals meets tonight in accordance with Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 40A, and other applicable laws. Tonight's hearing will be conducted in the following manner. The Secretary will read the legal notice or state that such a notice has been waived. All applications this evening will be heard in the order they were received in the City Clerk's office or as otherwise designated by the Chair. The petitioner or petitioner's representative will present the subject application to the board. The Chair may limit the length of all remarks. All parties in interest will be given an opportunity to speak either in favor or in opposition to a pending application, and the board may receive similar written communications to be placed on the public record. The petitioner will be given the opportunity to refute any such remarks. Now I'll tell you what that all means. We are hearing tonight numbers 1, 4, and 5, and you'll understand why in a minute. When it is your turn to come up to the podium, press the little person that looks like it's talking till the red light comes on. State your name and address for the record. Even though we have your application in front of us, explain to us what you're doing and why you're doing it. Now, that does not mean that you have to go into the whole rigmarole about how long you've lived in Peabody and what do you do for a living, and you're here for dimensional relief, and we just want a little explanation. I say this every meeting, and I'm going to say it again. I certainly hope that when you come up to the podium, you have already spoken to your neighbors. The best way to get something done when you want an addition or a garage or whatever is to talk to your neighbors first, because you do not want your neighbors to get notification from the city that their next door neighbor is doing something and they know nothing about it, and then they come to this meeting and they speak in opposition and they have very good reasons, et cetera, et cetera. You get the picture. So we listen to you. We'll ask you some questions. If there is anybody in the audience to speak in favor, I will ask that. If there's anyone in the audience to speak in opposition, I will ask that too. If there's somebody that speaks in opposition and you want to come back up to the podium and explain whatever, that's fine. Then we take a vote, and I say this every month also. We're here to abide by the laws of the zoning ordinances. Within reason, we all understand, we're all property owners, we understand that there are things you want to do to your property. You would like a little addition, you would like a deck, you would like a garage, but and that's great, and we approve that. If we approved everything, there would be no need for us. However, if you come before us and you want what I call the sun, the moon, and the stars, you want 3 or 4 times more than what's allowed. Look, I can't talk for everybody, but historically speaking, that doesn't go through, and nor should it. And if you ever look at any other zoning board meetings in other cities, I got to tell you, they approve nothing. I mean, we are a very, very, very fair board, but we can't approve everything. We will give you a chance to come back the following month and try to tweak or change if, in fact, you're asking for too much. It doesn't jive. Your neighbors, are out of their minds over what you're doing. So all of this plays into what we do, but the bottom line is we are a very fair board, and we're here to abide by the zoning rules. So then we take a vote. And it's either approved or it's not approved. And then there is a 20-day appeal period. I'll continue reading that. If you have any questions after tonight is over, you can always call our wonderful clerk, Grace, tomorrow morning, and she will answer any questions for you. So the decision is then typed and filed with the city clerk. Once the decision is filed with the city clerk, the 20-day appeal period begins. So there's a 20-day appeal period after you're approved, and you can't work within that time. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. In compliance with the open meeting law, this hearing is also being recorded stenographically by our clerk. When you're at the mic, please speak directly into it. Only speak when you're at the podium. If you want to say something else when you're seated, just don't shout out. We'll give you a chance to come back up. I know that we probably all have families. Just put your phone on vibrate. I don't care if you answer it. You know, if one of my adult children call me, I have to answer it because they know I would kill them if it's not like a matter of life and death. So, you know, I'm not here to say, oh, no cell phones. Of course, if you have to take it, take it. So, all of that is what we do. Now, I need to tell you that number 2 on the agenda is 781 Lowell Street, and we have correspondence here that says from John R. Kelty, Esquire, from Kelty Law Office. Dear Zoning Board, please accept this letter as my request that the application of Benedetto and Karen D. Domenico pertaining to the property identified as 781 Lowell Street, Peabody, Mass. Will be withdrawn from the consideration of the board without prejudice. May I have a motion to accept?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And the second one is number 3. Dear members, several issues have arisen that need to be resolved and attended to before this matter can be considered by the board. Kindly continue this matter to the meeting of May 19th, 2025. Thank you again, Attorney Kelty, and that is for Zero Stacia. Motion to accept?
So moved.
Second.
Any opposed? Okay, so that's accepted. So number 2 and 3 this evening are not going to be heard. One is withdrawn, one is continued. We will now go on to number 1, the application of Daniel and Kristen Callan, 20 Lynch Street.
Do you want me? It's continued, right? So. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's continued. So give me just 1 second. I just want to say to the board that you have in front of you a new plan with a little green sticky on it that was given a few days ago. And that, I believe, is going to be explained. Is that true?
I'll do as much as I can to explain it as clearly as possible. So I'm Dan Calnan. I live at 20 Lynch Street. So what we're asking for is relief and allow us to have a 9.9 foot offset versus the required 20. And we're looking for that because we're building an addition that's going to include a fala. And as part of that fala, we want accessibility is our biggest concern, to be able to have room. So we had for years, my son and we had a lift. It was always outside. If you ever have it, put it inside, by the way, because it's very difficult. You're coming up, it's raining, it's cold. So we're looking to have that accessibility as part of the house and to offset this addition to create a better flow of living and independence for my mother-in-law who's going to be living in the fala. And the other side to it, I think, is that we were looking to go 15 feet back all the way across the back of the house. And honestly, I wasn't aware that going off to, so the fala is on the right-hand side. We're looking to extend that 15 feet all the way to the left. Weren't aware that we would need a variance for that, so forgive us for asking for that and not putting it.
So I just have, so you started off by saying 9.9. We have a new plot plan here that says it's now 10 feet.
Oh.
Is that what you're doing?
Oh, we didn't change anything. We kept it exactly where it was, so I'm surprised it actually shifted any.
And you also have
much bigger.
Yeah, you have something very different that, right here. You've got, on the right side, you've got 16.7. This, I have to know right now if this is what you really want. Be honest.
No, it's not, and I'm looking
Okay,
at this.
so
and I
you
thought-
have a plan that's April 6th, and you have a plan that's July 10th. Which one do you want?
April 6th,
So this is April 6th.
yes.
This is what you want.
And
Okay, because I have to tell you something.
I know what you,
I have to know if this is what you're presenting tonight that you really, really want. And it's good, it's a good plan, but I have to know if this is what you really want.
yes, it is what we really want, but the fala itself is the 700, or would it, 6 and change?
That's not what I'm
But
going to
this
say.
isn't called, I'm looking at it, it's not called out in here.
Say that again, it's not what?
So part of it is in addition to our house,
Yeah.
and then another part of it is the fala.
Okay.
Which conforms to the is it 700?
Square feet, yes.
Yes.
So, and you're saying that that's not really designated here? Is that what you're trying to say?
It isn't designated there.
Okay. But here's the deal. Because this is significantly different, you have to start, and it's a good significantly different, but you have to start this process all over again, and it has to be put in the paper. So if this is what you really want, you have to withdraw without prejudice, and you have to apply for a new variance, and come back to us next month for approval or not approval. But it looks pretty good, if this is what you really want.
It is.
And I know this sets you back a month, but if this is what you really want, you need to say to yourself, what's 4 weeks? But you have to let us know if that's
The
what...
thing is your paperwork that you wrote up doesn't match your plan at all anymore. Mm-hmm. It's two separate beasts, unfortunately. And actually, your distances are better with the new plan, and it's a nice plan. It's just not, the paperwork doesn't match now.
Yeah. Yeah, we'd like to,
Okay, I have to hear you say, I'd like to withdraw without prejudice,
I'd like to withdraw without prejudice.
and then
And
Grace,
submit
he
a
will
new-
submit all the new paperwork, and we will get that in for him by next month. Grace?
You're going to have to submit this to the building department and get a denial letter. You're starting
Yeah.
all over from scratch, okay?
Okay, so hearing that, can I have anybody want to ask anything?
Yes, through the chair, I think to Grace, maybe. I gotta get this thing out of my ear. It would be nice, and I don't understand why it's not shown, why it's not required to be shown. The file should be set, we should know
Yes.
exactly what that file size is.
And yes,
And the building inspector, someone needs to have a conversation with them, in my opinion, because I'm not saying that's the intent of the applicant, but we don't know if the file is going to be that whole proposed addition or not. It should delineate where the file is.
So I go off the denial letter says.
Yep.
so maybe you could go back to LeBlanc survey very quickly, Chris, and have them just, it shouldn't be a difficult thing. And, yeah.
I'm just not sure if it's a requirement to do that, because I'm sure LeBlanc Survey Associates is going to whack the applicant with another fee to draw that little line in there or not. I would suggest maybe the applicant have a conversation with the building inspector and see if there's a way that, without cost to you,
Yeah.
to figure out, just so we can see where that file is, because this is going to be in the record forever, if you will.
All right, so we could probably put it on the design that we got, have that, because it did call it out on the design side of it, which I don't think is, it mustn't be in the package you guys have.
You think we'll take that?
That's actually a good idea, because they wouldn't give an occupancy permit if it was over 700 square feet anyway. So that's a good idea.
Through the chair to Keith, we would hope that, sir.
Did you get all that?
Yes.
Okay, so I need a motion to accept the withdrawal without prejudice, and we'll continue this till next month.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, you're all set
All
for
right,
next month.
thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Sorry that... Next on the agenda is number 4, Michael Murphy and Sarah DiBenedetto, 12 Longview Way.
Number 4 on tonight's agenda is the application of Michael Murphy and Sarah D. Benedetto at 12 Longview Way in Peabody. Petitioners seek a variance for a proposed addition and require relief from left side yard of 11 feet instead of 15 feet as required for the premise known as 12 Longview Way in an R1A zoning district.
Name and address for the record.
Okay. Michael Murphy, 12 Longview Way, Peabody. So we're planning to do an addition off the back to add a family room, dining room. All of this was within the setbacks. What we need relief for is on the left side, on the driveway side. We need relief from the 15-foot setback to 11 feet to add a hallway / entryway where the current stairs are that go up to the door of the kitchen. This is just to add a better egress to the house and a hallway to the new dining room.
Questions from the board, comments? Anybody in the audience to speak in favor? In opposition? Hearing none, the matter is before the board.
Motion to close public hearing.
Second.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call vote. Put your mic on, please.
Yes.
Are you on, Grace? There you go.
I'm going to do it again. Mr. Slattery?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Gilbert? Yes. Okay. Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
Ms. Peabody? Ms. Gallucci?
Yes, you are all set. You are approved.
Awesome. Thank you.
That took all of about a minute. And the last one for this evening is the application of Eric Constantino and Stefana Mullen.
Yep. Number 5 on tonight's agenda is the application of Eric Constantino and Stefana Mullen, 13 Eisenhower Road in Peabody. Petitioner seeks a variance for a proposed pool pavilion and requires relief from proposed 6 feet from lot lines rather than 10 feet required, and size of accessory pool structure of 450 feet rather than 120 square feet as required for the premise located at 13 Eisenhower Road in an R1 zoning district.
Eric Costantino with 13 Eisenhower Road and Stefano Mullen, 13 Eisenhower Road, Peabody. So we're looking to do like an outdoor pavilion / pool house. We're looking to do it approximately 15 by 30 with open concept with a enclosed 16 by 15 bathroom / little storage area. And we're also looking to see if we can get a 6-foot from both sides of the property line. And the reason for that, we don't want to put our pool equipment on the back side facing one of the neighbors. So we decided if we could gain more space there, we'll put it on one of the side of our houses, more enclosed, kind of away from the neighbors. We also own the house next door where the pavilion is going on that side of the property, which we have. My mother's currently living in there, and we're also putting in a pool as well. So.
Okay, so forgive me for being blunt.
Yeah.
You're asking for dimensional relief
Yep.
for things on 13 Eisenhower?
Yeah.
It really doesn't make any difference to us who lives on 15?
Yeah.
Your mother might live there today, tomorrow, hopefully for the next 100 years.
Yeah.
But sooner or later, another neighbor will come in and, so that's a little irrelevant. The other thing is, so the 450 square foot pool structure, wonderful area, rather than 120 is about, you're almost 4 times bigger than what is required. That's the sun, the moon, and the stars. And we have had, I can remember at least, I think last year or 2 years ago, we had a guy from West Peabody come about the same, he was asking about he already had a big shed already ordered from Reed's Ferry.
Yeah.
He had to cancel the whole order because it was just too big. So I'm going to let the rest of the board say what they think, and we'll take it from there.
Okay. And the reason we was trying to, because we're doing the pool, we were trying to do the outdoor bathroom.
I know, and and here I am telling you that I don't want to hear stories. Yeah. I have a cousin who lives in North Reading, and he did what you did. The difference is he had all the room, and so he could build it. And I understand where you're coming from. It's your house, you have a pool, this is going to be beautiful. The unfortunate thing is it's a zoning issue, and it's a size issue. And I'll just see what everybody else has to say.
Through the chair. So if I'm doing the math correctly from your presentation, about 240 square feet are going to be enclosed, and then 200 feet are going to be covered?
Only 100 would be enclosed.
15 by...
6, yeah, 6 by 15.
Oh, I thought you said 16 by 15.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I
6.
thought, yeah.
Okay.
No, 6. So 6 by 15 would be the enclosed bathroom / storage behind it.
Okay. I don't think anyone would have an issue with that part.
The whole size.
It's just the size of whatever pavilion overhang you're going to have.
Yeah.
Is there a way to reduce that and still meet your needs? Because that's what we're going to be looking for.
Height, you're talking height-wise?
No, size.
Oh, size-wise? Yeah,
Chris, you have anything
I would definitely be open to that, yeah.
Chris, did you have your light on? Oh. Anybody else over here want to speak? So I guess I said enough? I guess it's me, right?
I feel like I can see it being very nice, okay? But it's just huge. And where it's tucked 6 feet from the property lines, and I understand you own the property next door for now, but still down the road, it's going to be noisy. It's going to be a huge, if I owned that, I'd have a big party at it. Let's face it, it's beautiful. But I can see it being really close to the neighbors, and it's really large, and I'm just not so sure it fits.
Yeah. And the setback's not, if we have to go to the 10 setback, we're totally fine with that. That's, coming here for the size, we figured we'd try to come here for
Yeah,
6 feet.
I think the size is probably the board's biggest concern. So if the enclosed space you're fine with and kept that the same area, I think what we're looking at is probably reducing the pavilion part by probably half, which is what the reality is.
Yeah.
So,
Is it possible to get rid of the enclosed part and have a
pavilion,
size for just an open,
so that would
the
give
open
you,
structure?
give you about, what, little under 350?
Yeah. And that's why I think it became big, because we wanted to add the
bathroom?
bathroom feature out there.
Yeah, understood.
With,
I'd want that
lots
too.
of kids running back and forth inside the house, so that's why I think it actually looks a lot bigger than what it should.
Getting pretty close, though.
So the only thing I can suggest, obviously, seems like we're all thinking the same thing, is to go back to the drawing board and see what you can do.
Yeah, in a way of guidance, we'll double the size generally, and anything reasonable within that realm with, depending on the size of the yard and everything, we'll consider, but 3 times and plus is just too much for us to set a precedent for, so.
And if you want us to vote tonight and it doesn't go through, then you can't come back to us for 2 years to build anything.
So there's no way to minimize the size tonight?
No.
No, we need a set of plans.
We need another set of plans.
Okay.
And you know, I have to say I'm sorry, but I don't make the rules.
Right. Yeah.
So-
What is like a realistic size?
Not anything that's going to make you happy. A little over 2, so 240, 250, 260, cutting it in half.
Okay, just,
So do you want to continue this till next month? And
Yeah.
we have to hear that. We have to hear that from you.
yeah, we would like to continue to next month.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We'll see you next month.
Okay,
Any questions, just ask Grace.
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, other than that, I need to, yeah. Can I have a motion to accept the March 17th minutes?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any other business that we have to do? Our next regularly scheduled meeting is May 19th. This meeting is adjourned. I'll see you all May 19th. Thank you.